You are unbelievable sometimes, Jungkook. That was the last thing you said before shutting the bedroom door behind you. It wasn't a slam, but the sound of it still echoed through the quiet apartment, sharp enough to sting. For a long second, the only sound was the low hum of the air conditioner and the faint drip of the coffee machine that neither of you had turned off. You stood there on the other side of the door, eyes squeezed shut, trying to control the pounding in your chest. It wasn't supposed to turn into an argument. It started so small, it always starts small. 20 minutes earlier. Have you seen my charger again? Jungkook's voice echoed from the living room, muffled slightly by the sound of the TV. He was crouched by the couch, rummaging between the cushions like a man on a mission. His hair was messy, that perfect fluffy mess that made him look younger than 30, but his brows were furrowed. You rolled your eyes from the kitchen counter. You mean our charger? No, he looked up, a finger raised. I mean the one I bought. The fast charger, the one that actually works. You wiped your hands on a towel and walked toward him. Cook, we have been married for 5 years. What's your is mine, remember? He sighed, standing up. You say that every time you lose something that's mine. You gave him a look. Oh, please, like you don't misplace your keys every morning. That's different. He muttered, brushing past you. How? Because at least I know I lost them. You act like it's a mystery every time something disappears. Your lips parted. Excuse me, what are you trying to say here? He turned around, exasperated. I'm just saying, baby, you never keep track of things. I tell you this all the time, and you still. You frowned, crossing your arms. Jungkook, it's a charger, not a missing child. That's not the point. Then what is the point? You snapped. He hesitated. That you don't listen. That one hit deeper than it should have. You blinked, taken aback by his tone, low, irritated, and tired. You think I don't listen? You asked quietly. I didn't mean it like that. He muttered, running a hand through his hair. I'm just saying you forget things. You cut in. Yeah, you have mentioned that 100 times. Jungle, you think I don't hear you, but maybe you don't realize how much it hurts when you talk like that. He groaned softly, turning away. You are making this a bigger deal than it is. Oh, I am? You scoffed. You have been in a mood all week. First it was the groceries, then my laundry pile, now the charger. What's next? The way I breathe? He spun back around. You are twisting everything I say. Because you make it sound like I'm the problem. There it was, the spark that ignited everything. The tension thickened instantly, the air heavy with unspoken words neither of you wanted to admit out loud. You both fell silent for a moment. The show playing on TV faded into the background, some comedy laugh track echoing awkwardly between you. Finally, you spoke again, softer this time. Maybe if you stopped acting like you're still in high school, you would realize people forget things sometimes. He looked at you sharply. Don't start with that again. Sighed. It's true. Sometimes you are so immature. Yeah, I know. He cut you off. You have been saying that since we were 16. Maybe because it's still true sometimes. His jaw clenched. Wow, 15 years together, and you still think I'm the same kid? You softened a little. No, you are just unbelievable sometimes, Jungkook. You went in your room slamming the door. The next 15 minutes were just two people who had loved each other for 15 years forgetting that love for 15 seconds. When he finally grabbed his keys and muttered, I need to cool off, your heart sank a little. The door clicked shut and you just stood there in the empty room, staring at the door. Great, you mumbled. Perfect ending to a perfect day. You sat on the edge of the bed, phone in your hand, scrolling absently until a notification caught your eye, a message from the girls' group chat. Trip tomorrow? We all need a break, girls. Fine, you coming or still busy with your romantic golden boy? You typed, deleted, and typed again. You wanted to tell him about it. You had been planning to all week. He would probably even tease you, maybe pack a snack box like he always did when you went away. But right now, you couldn't even imagine saying his name without wanting to cry. You stared at the blinking cursor for a long moment before typing, I'm in. You tossed the phone aside and leaned back on the bed, staring at the ceiling. The thought of him still out there, probably walking aimlessly or sitting in his car trying to calm down, twisted something in your chest. You knew he wasn't really mad at you. That was the thing about Jungkook. He never stayed mad. He would probably come home later, cheeks pink, mumbling an apology with a sheepish grin and maybe holding something sweet to make up for it. But tonight, you didn't want to wait for that. You closed your eyes and whispered to yourself, I would have asked you if you didn't brought that up. The next morning he was quiet. You expected him to apologize first. He always did, being the soft-hearted fool he was. But this time maybe pride got in the way. He just gave you a quick glance before heading out for work, murmuring a faint, see you tonight. No kiss, no I love you, just that. You looked at the door after he left, exhaling slowly. See you next week, you whispered under your breath. Hugo came home humming, one hand holding a paper bag of your favorite takeout, the other balancing a bouquet of tulips, the ones you always said reminded you of spring. He had spent the entire day replaying the argument in his head. By lunchtime, he was already half embarrassed by his own childish tone. He could still hear you saying, you are unbelievable sometimes. It wasn't even harsh, more like you were tired. He couldn't stand that. He smiled when he unlocked the door. Baby, I'm home. Silence. He blinked. The lights were off. The air felt oddly still. He set the food on the counter and peeked into the bedroom, empty. At first he thought maybe you had gone out for a walk, but then his eyes landed on the half-empty closet. A few of your clothes missing, your favorite beach tote gone, and your charger, the infamous charger, unplugged neatly beside the nightstand. That's when his throat tightened. He called your name once, twice, louder each time. Nothing. Then came the phone calls. 5, 10, 20, all unanswered. At the 30th one, panic took over. He called your parents. They had no idea. He called your best friend, straight to voicemail. Then your cousin, your neighbor, anyone who might have seen you. No one had. He ran a hand through his hair, pacing the same spot where the argument started. The tulips lay forgotten on the table. In his chest, his heart thudded painfully. She wouldn't just leave, right? But the open clauses said otherwise. Meanwhile, you were already on the ferry, wind tousling your hair, laughter bubbling around as your friends sipped their iced drinks. You had told yourself it was just a few days, just to unwind, just to cool off before you said something you would regret. Finally, I thought we would never get here. Mia groaned, flopping onto the deck chair beside you. Traffic was a nightmare. I'm telling you, if someone honks at me one more time, I might punch them. You offered, smirking despite yourself. Exactly, you get me finally. She laughed, nudging your shoulder. Jake leaned over from the other side, balancing his drink precariously. You two are always plotting violence. I don't know why I hang out with you. You'll love it, Mia shot back. Yeah, yeah, Jake waved, taking a sip and nearly spilling it on his shirt. Anyway, I call dibs on the sunniest spot. I need a tan so the girls stop saying I look like a ghost. You laughed, glancing at the horizon. The water shimmered like glass under the sun, tiny waves catching the light. For a moment, it was easy to pretend everything was simple. You are awfully quiet today, Mia said, tilting her head, eyes narrowing. What's going on in that head of yours? Don't tell me you are brooding. You shrugged, pulling the cardigan a little tighter around yourself. Just enjoying the breeze, thinking about nothing. Uh-huh, she said skeptically, leaning back with a grin. Nothing, huh? I see the furrowed brow. Spill it. Before you could answer, a seagull swooped close, squawking loudly. Jake flailed, knocking over his string. Ah, I hate these birds. They're out to get me, I swear. You called it. Mia shouted, doubling over in laughter. You have no idea. Jake muttered, shooing at the bird with his free hand. The three of you laughed together, and for a fleeting second you forgot everything, but then your phone burst non-stop. Jungkook calling again. You bit your lip, smiling to yourself. He's losing his mind by now. Your best friend snorted. You didn't tell him you were coming? You shrugged. No. She gasped dramatically. Girl, that's cruel. Cruel? You smirked. He was the one who said I never listen. Your laughter faded a little after that because honestly you missed him already. But the thought of him pouting, pacing around, running his hand through his hair just like he used to when you played hard to get back in school, it was kind of adorable. Hours later, while lounging near the ocean, your bestie's phone buzzed. She frowned, looking at the screen. Ugh, why is your husband calling me? You burst out laughing, nearly spilling your iced drink. He's desperate. Desperate? She asked, raising an eyebrow. Or worried? Both, you said, grinning. Trust me, he's full on pacing right now, maybe even yelling, probably blaming the furniture for something I didn't do. She gasped. Why didn't you tell him you were coming? You shook your head. Nope, let him stew. Let him feel the panic for a little while. Girl, you are cruel, she muttered, frowning at you. Playful, you corrected, tilting your head, the sun glinting off the waves. She snorted. Playful, right? Sure, that's what the guy calling me frantically would call it. Your phone buzzed again. Another call, another missed call from him. You bit your lip, grinning. His persistence made your chest tighten a little, somewhere between amusement and longing. I'm serious, she said, waving your phone. You could at least send him a hint that you're okay, or he'll explode. Exploding is half the fun, you said, wiggling your eyebrows. Plus, he knows me, he can find me. And if he can't, she pressed, leaning closer, then he dies of worry. You teased, tossing your hair over your shoulder. She laughed, shaking her head. I don't know how you are this evil and cute at the same time. You laughed along, then pulled out your own phone. The waves glimmered in front of you, the sky streaked with soft oranges and pinks. You snapped a picture of your legs stretched over the water, your sandals kicked aside. Caption: sometimes peace looks like this. You hesitated, thumb hovering over the send button, and then just for fun you added a bold teasing line beneath it. Don't wait up, baby. Mira gasped dramatically. Oh my god, he's already going to lose it. Jake, lounging behind you with a cold drink, smirked. Wow, you really enjoy torturing him, huh? Not torturing, you said, leaning back. Tampering, testing. He loves a good chase. Tampering? Mia snorted. More like sadistic. They are still like that high school couple. You giggle, tilting your head to the sky. Maybe, but look at it this way. Every second he panics, I get to enjoy some peace. And look at the view. Can't you appreciate the peace? Waves, the sun. Yeah, yeah, I get it. Jake said, holding up his hands. But don't act like you're totally innocent. He's your husband, you know. He's probably halfway to the ferry by now, trying to find you. You froze for a split second, then grinned wickedly. Halfway there? Good. Let him run a little. A bit of exercise never hurt anyone. Plus, he loves to exercise, so. Jungkook saw the post within seconds. He was in his car already, engine running, about to drive to your parents' house again when the notification popped up. He froze. There you were, sunshine, ocean breeze, that little smirk he knew too well. His jaw dropped. She didn't, he muttered, eyes widening. She did. And then he was already on the phone booking the earliest flight to the island. This woman really loves making me fall over and over again. It was nearly midnight when you and your friends returned to the beach bar, the sun glowing beneath fairy lights. You had just ordered another round when you felt it, the familiar weight of someone's gaze. You turned, and there he was, John Jungkook, in jeans and a white tee, hair messy, eyes tired, but his lips curving in the faintest smile. Of course, your best friend whispered. He actually came. You couldn't help it. You started laughing, a sound full of relief and disbelief. When he reached you, he didn't say a word, just pulled you in, arms tight around your waist, burying his face in your hair. You are insane, you murmured against his shoulder. You scared the hell out of me. He breathed. I thought you left me. You leaned back, cupping his face. I told you once before, if I ever leave, you'll know, because I would take you with me. He exhaled, forehead resting against yours. Don't ever do that again. Don't be rude again. You shot back playfully, his lips twitched. Deal. Then he kissed you, soft, slow, and familiar, like 15 years of memories condensed into one heartbeat. Your friends clapped from behind, cheering like teenagers. You laughed through the kiss, sweating him lightly. He just grinned. Next time you plan a trip, he whispered against your ear, you are not going without me. Do you always have to be this dramatic? You teased, shaking your head. I prefer passionate. He countered with a mock serious tone, poking your side lightly. Oh, sure, passionate. You said, rolling your eyes, though your heart was racing. And here I thought you were just obsessive. Obsessive? Me? Never. He said, smirking, then he leaned in closer, voice soft. I just care a lot, more than I probably should. Your chest warmed and you pressed your forehead against his. Good, because I care too. Maybe too much. You admitted, whispering. He laughed quietly, brushing a strand of hair from your face. See, that's why I can't let you go anywhere without me. I would miss you too much. And you would have fun without me, which is unfair. Unfair? You said, raising an eyebrow. I think you just want to boss me around. Maybe, he murmured with a playful glint in his eyes. But can you really blame me? After all, you made me panic half the day. You laughed, tugging him slightly by the collar. And you are dramatic, but I love it. He kissed you again, shorter this time, teasing, almost as if asking permission for more. Love it, huh? I do, you admitted, resting your hand on his chest. Even when you are disaster, then I'll be your disaster forever. He said, voice low, teasing and affectionate all at once. You rolled your eyes, laughing again. Forever, huh? I guess I'll have to get used to it. He smirked, hugging you tightly, forehead still against yours. Good, because I'm not leaving you in this lifetime. You laughed.